According to Nevis' Premier Mark Brantley, the Minister of Finance, Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, had taken a position in regards to CBI-related funds that meant the people of Nevis were not perceived as equal citizens in their own country of St. Kitts and Nevis. Speaking on his radio talk show program, On the Mark, Brantley indicated the Prime Minister had shrouded the CBI program with a veil of secrecy and unaccountability that were not consistent with the Charleston Accord signed by the leaders of the three political parties that comprised Team Unity. Under the accord, the post-expenses revenue were to be shared between the two islands based on population size. But according to Brantley, the Prime Minister refused to implement the revenue sharing agreement as he spoke on the 2021 CBI revenue and the allocations made to Nevis.
That of 588 million, Nevis get 45 and St. Kitts kept $543 million down there for itself. Now in the eyes of God and man, how could that be right? And I am sitting down in a cabinet, Alexis is sitting down in a cabinet, Eric is sitting down in a cabinet supporting a man who is sitting as Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, who does not see the people of Nevis as being part of the country. So we must suck salt up here, while you down there declaring bonus and double salary, buying back land and banking hundreds of millions of dollars. He said, no, that can't be right. Under the Charleston Accord, on the basis of what was committed to the island of Nevis, in 2021, Nevis should have got somewhere in the region of $150 million. We got 45. 45. And then the audacity to stand up and say, oh, I'm taking care of Nevis, look how much money Nevis getting, Nevis never used to happen. Look how much money them I get now, what am I make nice for? As if a favor is being done to us over here, who are equal citizens in this country. And I met with Alexis and I met with Eric and we say, hell no, that will not do.
The refusal to properly share CBI revenue with Nevis was one of several issues that resulted in the PAM and CCM Team Unity partners withdrawing their support to PLP Prime Minister Harris. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline. Just days after Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris revoked the ministerial appointments of 6 of his former cabinet colleagues, the former Deputy Prime Minister Sean Richards said Dr. Harris lacks the moral authority to lead the Federation. Speaking to reporters at the RLP International Airport following an engagement he had in the United States, Richard described the Prime Minister's leadership as illegitimate.
Dr. Harris no longer has the moral authority to lead the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. 6 of us would have written to the Governor General indicating that we no longer support him. So as far as I'm concerned, his leadership at this particular point in time is illegitimate. He now only has 2 other elected members supporting him, and so it means that out of an 11 elected members of Parliament, that he only enjoys the support of 3 of the 11. And that certainly sends a wrong message in terms of democracy. If a Prime Minister is elected as Prime Minister or appointed as Prime Minister based on having the support of a majority of the elected parliamentarians, and he now has less than 2/3 of those persons supporting him, it means that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, in effect, no longer supports him as the Prime Minister, because it is the people of St. Kitts and Nevis who would have elected those other persons who have stated quite categorically that they no longer support him.
The breakdown of the Team Unity coalition after PAM and CCM withdrew their support for the PLP Prime Minister forces the electorate back into the polls just 2 years after the 2020 general elections. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
When visiting St. Martin, you want clean, affordable accommodations. You need Midtown Motel in the heart of Phillipsburg, a place where you can relax, take a stroll on Great Bay Beach, and that provides you easy access to great shopping. Midtown Motel, located on Front Street, Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Call Midtown Motel at 721-542-0614 and book your stay today.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips. Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Mill House Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Mill House Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
The identity of the human remains found in the Bearfoots Mountain area on April 1st, 2022, has been determined as Jessie Lee of Limekeel, who was reported missing in November. According to police, DNA samples from the remains and a close relative were sent abroad for testing. The results were recently received and proved to be a match. The police have determined that the remains are that of Jessie Lee of Limekeel, who was last seen on November 18, 2021. He was 29 years old at the time of the report. According to police, based on evidence taken from the scene, the police narrowed their investigation to focus on a person of interest. Investigations are continuing. Meanwhile, the police have charged 29-year-old Tavern Edwards of Stapleton Village for the murder of Jessie Lee of Limekeel. He was charged on May 10, 2022. Edwards remains at the Her Majesty's Prison, where he was remanded for the murder of Arthur Henry of Fountain Estate and the offense of assault with intent to rob. I am Jacinta Teixeira for Skn Newsline. Students from 3 of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank (ECCB) member countries demonstrated their talents and creativity by capturing the top positions in the 2022 ECCB RSS ARU Creative Youth Competition. This year's competition focused on poetry, and participants were required to submit a video presentation of their piece. In the 13 to 16 age category, 2 students from the Commonwealth of Dominica, Kalisa George and Safia Ethine, captured first and second places respectively. Kalisa represented the Portmount Secondary School, while Shafia the Convent High School. Both students impressed the judges with their pieces on the topic Skills Equal Money. Ashley Kalacharan of the Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School in St. Lucia placed third with her poem penned on the topic The Entrepreneur. Azir Yankee of the Academic School of Learning, Commonwealth of Dominica, copped the first place in the 17 to 19 age category. Gabriel Matthias of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College was adjudged second, while J.D. Thomas of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College in St. Lucia placed third. All 3 winners in the 17 to 19 category wrote their piece on the topic My Vision for My Caribbean Home. The ECCB and the Regional Security Systems Asset Recovery Unit, RSS-ARU, are the sponsors of this competition. The first place winner in each of the categories will be awarded with $3,000 cash prize, and a grant of $2,000 will be awarded to the respective schools. The students who placed second will each receive $2,500, and their schools will be presented with a grant of $1,500. The third place winners will each receive $1,500, and their schools will be awarded a grant of $1,000. The winning poem and video can be viewed on the ECCB's website.
Online radio has never been this great. It's Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. Tune into Voice of the Caribbean Radio for great Caribbean programs, news, entertainment, sports, and current affairs. Wake up each morning and be inspired with One Day at a Time with Kim Huey. Stay abreast with news across the Caribbean and internationally with the Caribbean News Hour, and be entertained with shows like Reggaeville, Caribbean Classics, and Jive Music Show. Visit our website, download our Android mobile app, or listen us on TuneIn Radio. There is so much more on Voice of the Caribbean Radio, reaching the Caribbean and beyond. Check website or app for program schedule.
Are you ready to create high-performing TV commercials?
Ready.
Ready. Ready.
Create and tell compelling stories? Reach your target audience? And build brand awareness? Our strategies and execution will provide for your desired outcome and clearly represent your brand. Visit us at www.madebyopen.com and get started on your creative video commercial today. Lights, camera, Open Interactive.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one.
Speaking at the formal opening of the United Nations Seminar on Decolonization, Prime Minister Pierre pointed out that during St. Lucia's 43 years of independence, the country has given honor to its act of self-determination by growing and protecting its democracy. General elections, he added, have been held freely and fairly in accordance with the Constitution. However, for him, decolonization goes beyond independence. It involves a thorough understanding of St. Lucia's history and heritage by the citizenry. To this end, he announced the introduction of African and Caribbean history as part of the school curriculum.
And so my government will be making the teaching of African and Caribbean history an integral part of the school curriculum. Beginning this year too, we'll give more meaning to our independence by commemorating the anniversary of our emancipation from slavery in August on a grand scale for the first time. And let me add, that is in keeping with our goal to expand our diplomatic relations with countries of Africa.
Prime Minister Pierre also stated that Wednesday's event serves to strengthen St. Lucia's close relationship with the UN General Assembly's Special Committee on Decolonization, commonly referred to as the C24. In 1999, St. Lucia for the first time hosted a Caribbean seminar, which made recommendations for the consideration of UN member states.
But more importantly, since then, 4 of our permanent representatives to the UN have served as chair of the Special Committee of Decolonization. Ambassador Sir Julian R. Hunt, 2005 to 2006. Ambassador Earl Stephen Huntley, 2001 to 2003. Ambassador Anthony Severin, 2006. And Ambassador Donata St. Amy, 2010. This chairmanship of the Special Committee is part of St. Lucia's contribution to the political, socio-economic, and constitutional development of non-self-governing territories globally, and an affirmation of its firm support for the work of the C24.
The seminar is being held at the Sandals Grand Spa and Beach Resort from May 11th to 13th. For the DBS News World, I am Don Nicholas.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Gas prices will again hit a new record high this week. Effective tomorrow, a liter of 87 and 90 gasoline will increase by $4.50 per liter. This is the first time the ex-refinery rate for 87 exceeded $200 per liter. However, diesel and ultra-low sulfur diesel will decline by 25 cents. Kerosene will move down 25 cents as well. $1.24 is taken off the price of propane, and butane will sell for $2.44 less. These prices reflect the highest since 2004.
Dozens of journalists in Washington gathering near the offices of Al Jazeera on Wednesday to mourn the loss of one of their own, Shireen Abu Akleh, a colleague they loved for her friendship and admired for her work. Work that is respected at the highest levels of the U.S. government. Now the Biden administration is condemning Shireen's killing, an American citizen, and calling for an investigation and prosecution of those responsible.
It is important to us, it is important to the world that investigation be thorough, that it be comprehensive, that it be transparent, and importantly, that investigations end with full accountability and those responsible for her death being held responsible for their actions.
On Capitol Hill, where the most powerful member of the U.S. House of Representatives met with Jordan's King Abdullah, Nancy Pelosi called the killing a horrific tragedy, adding that Congress is committed to the defense of press freedoms worldwide.
People woke up to the killing of Shireen Abu Akleh.
On the floor, Palestinian-American member of Congress Rashida Tlaib called for a moment of silence. Earlier, she tweeted, Shireen Abu Akleh was murdered by a government that receives unconditional funding by our country with zero accountability. Indeed, the security relationship between the U.S. and Israel stretches back for decades, with each year billions in unconditional security assistance provided. The irony, one of those weapons paid for by U.S. taxpayers could ultimately be found responsible for the death of an American. Last month at the White House Correspondents Association dinner, an evening dedicated to honoring journalism, U.S. President Joe Biden said the rights of journalists to do their jobs must be protected.
The free press is not the enemy of the people. Far from it. At your best, you're guardians of the truth.
President Biden is set to travel to Israel next month. No details of his trip have been released. On Friday, he will sit down in the Oval Office with King Abdullah of Jordan. Two agenda items now about to become more complex in light of the death of Shireen Abu Akleh. Kimberly Helkett, Al Jazeera, the White House.
Playing at Liberta, the informed Carty compiled 59 and Hayden Walsh Jr. smashed an unbeaten 53. In reply, Leeward Hurricanes Team B fell for 186. Only Cornwall with 67 and young Antiguan Joel Andrew, who hit 4 centuries in the schools league, got to 20. Big Jimbo Cornwall cracked 12 fours in his 100-ball stay, and Andrew struck 7 fours in 43 of 75. Fast bowler Jeremiah Louis captured 4 for 19 in 8.4, and leg spinner Walsh snapped up 2 for 32 in 7. The Hurricanes are preparing for the resumption of the West Indies Championship in Trinidad, and Carty says he's in good touch.
I'm batting well at the moment. I feel very good. There's always room for improvement. Never settled, but for the most I feel good. It was just my mindset towards it. I just felt like this had to be my year, so I worked harder than I ever did.
Cornwall too is generally happy with his form. The Windies all-rounder will captain the Leewards in the opening game in Trinidad in the absence of regular skipper Jamal Hamilton, who has an emergency.
Yeah, feeling good. Confidence is up. Spend some time in the middle. That's really what you need before the first game. And still have a couple of days to go before Trinidad, so you just have to put in the work and get ready.
Starting next week Wednesday, they will face Trinidad and Tobago at Diego Martin. Barbados will challenge Guyana at the Queen's Park Oval. And Jamaica will oppose the Windwards at the Brian Lara Academy. Jack Matthew, ABS Sports.
Welcome to the Skn Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Boone. Here is a look at the 4-day forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.